Happy Coffee Date Friday. I feel like this week has been one that has literally kicked me in the rear. I wish I could tell you something different, but it's true. And, sometimes it's hard because I want this blog to be all sunshine and happiness and encouraging words and things that I'm learning and new ways that I'm learning to rely on God and blessings and all those things. But the factor of the matter is that this week's been hard. It's been hard. It's been filled with challenges and problems and then embarrassing moments. So this morning I had an incident happen that just kind of was one of those like icing on the cake moments from my week, and it was part embarrassing, part I can't believe this is happening, and part I should really take a picture of this, because when I tell anybody that this happened, they're not going to understand to the extent that it did, and nobody's, there's no way to show people now that I am not going to be exaggerating when I tell you this story. This morning as I was taking my daughter to school, I was just kind of in this fog from the week, and in the midst of it, I was trying to pay attention to the kids, and we were talking about construction trucks and trash trucks and what all the different trucks do and their jobs, and there's been a lot of construction in our area, so they were asking like where all the trucks were, and we were talking about the rain and all those things. And so we're driving to school, and our school is so organized, it has this whole carpooling system where you pull in, and depending on what time you arrive, is where they have you kind of pull up, and you drop off your kid. You literally like boot them out of the car. You don't even get out of the car. You boot them out of the car, and then they're off, and they walk, and they put their backpacks in their lines and everything like that. And so we're rounding this corner to get into the carpool lane, and my car dies. Mind you, it's not an old car, and it's never died before. And it died. It didn't just like die and then restart, or die and then come back to life. It died, and it died as we turned the corner. We had just turned the corner to go down to the street by where my daughter goes to school, and it died. And for those of you who read my blog, and you now know where my kid goes to school, because you probably saw me on the side of the road this morning. And I'm just praying right now that absolutely nobody that's listening to this knows what I'm talking about right now. So it died in the middle of the road. I mean, there were cars coming from all directions trying to drop their kids off at school. I am frantically trying to find the hazard lights in my car because I don't know where they are. I have both kids in the back seat. Caitlin, because she's on her way to school, and then Brayden was in his pajamas, snuggled under a blanket because he doesn't have school today, so I let him sleep as long as he possibly could, and then threw him in the car. And so he definitely was not dressed for the cold, rainy weather today. So the car dies. I have no idea what's going on. I finally get the hazard lights on. I've got my window down. I'm like doing, this like motion to try and, like get people to go by me but not really know who I am. And I'm wishing at this point that I had a ski mask of some kind or beanie or something that would allow people to not remember who it was later. Thankfully, I had no makeup on, so hopefully that was kind of my disguise, if you will, at the moment. So I had a parent that finally pulled off to the side of the road in the midst of all of this, and she came over and introduced herself to me and asked if she could help me, and I said, my car died. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. It's never done this before. I need to get my daughter to school. And so she took Caitlin, graciously took Caitlin down the rest of the street and into the gate and took her to school for me so that she wouldn't be late. I got back in the car. I turned on the car, and it turned on just long enough for me to realize that the gas tank was empty. Like, so empty. And it had gone so unnoticed because of the week that I've had that my car died on the way to school this morning. And I had no idea how I was going to get it out of the middle of the road. And they had, so thankfully this wonderful lady that took Caitlin went up and she told someone who was directing all the people in the carpool lane that this happened, and they had to temporarily kind of halt the organization of carpool so that they could probably draw straws to see who was going to come help the stupid woman push her car out of the road. So someone nicely, graciously came, completely unexpected. I had no idea that these conversations were going on. And he proceeds to help me push my car down the street and off onto the side of the road so that the carpool lane and school drop-off could resume in some kind of semi-organized at this point manner, right? Then another person from the school shows up, and he's carrying this big red tank of gas, okay? At this point, this guy is like my angel, because there's not the closest gas station is over a mile to walk from her school, and Brayden, like I said, was not dressed for it, and I'm thinking to myself that he and I are going to have to traipse in the cold, because I can't leave him in the car on the side of the road, down to the gas station to get gas, and then I would need to carry him and that miniature gas tank that I've now bought back to my car, fill it, and get to a gas station. So this guy was looking like a total angel at this point. He puts a couple gallons in my car. As he does it, he assures me that they keep this stuff on tap because I am not the only person who has done this in front of the school. So I guess I feel slightly better about that, but I'm pretty sure, you guys, this is like the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me. I mean, more so than any of probably the stupid things that I've done in high school or the stupid things that I've said when I'm around just my friends. And I won't even tell you how many cars drove by me this morning, dropping their kid off at school, wondering who this chick is, why her car died, and now they know it's because I didn't fill my gas tank. So anyways, that's kind of been my day, and so that resulted in me pit stopping at Starbucks for my favorite red cup 2 days in a row now. But sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, right? Right. So here's to hoping for a better weekend. Here's to hoping for a better week and a less embarrassing week for sure. And here's to you guys for being there for me as I just needed someone to talk to today. So I hope you guys are all doing great, and I promise next week coffee day will be much more exciting than this. Alrighty, friends. If we were having coffee, what would you tell me? Because now I need to forget about everything that happened this morning, and I need to hear about all the wonderful things and great things that are happening in your life. Or better yet, can you tell me some of your embarrassing stories so that we can commiserate together? Maybe we should do that. I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye, guys.